Hello, Jeff Manchester, Manchester Music. Welcome to another little video, super quick tip. I discovered a really cool thing while reading the manual in preparation for my Orchestral Swarm Spitfire Audio First Impressions video. I showed the trick in there, but I want to show it in here to make a quick dedicated video for people who might not have the time to wait for a 30-minute blabbermouth video from me on my first impressions on that library. So we are within Swarm, and watch what I can do. We can play multiple articulations at the same time with one patch and one instance of contact. So, for example, let's say I really love this track, this articulation rather, combo swell. And I also really like this one over here, tenuto CS. I like the pad-like quality, the sustained note that I'm getting from that. Holding shift, I can go back to my combo swell and press it. And now I have those two. You can see they're both grayed out here, left and right. And now I can play these two together. So I can, just play a few notes. So this is really helpful if you're trying to sort of keep your visual real estate in check. You don't want to flip back and forth between a lot of tracks. You'll see combo swell and one others. I'm assuming they put others in S because you can choose more than just one other articulation to have sort of locked in. So for example, I can also choose to lock in this one here, spiccato sol punt. So I like that. So I'll go back, click on my tenuto CS swarm and click on my combo swell, and maybe just add one more to be insane here, pit swarm. So now I let go of my shift key, I go back to my keyboard. So just to show you that this is consistent with any library that you have from Spitfire, hopefully I'm right about that. I have the Bernard Herrmann library open, and as well, we remember this library, some of us do anyway. I've got chords common here, it sounds like this, and it goes across the entire keyboard, which is nice. Whatever. I can go over here to the effects and maybe pair an effect articulation with the chords common. Maybe go over here. I think I'll go back to these guys here, these string slides. So a quick tip for you though, while we're talking about quick tips, is notice when I click on the chord patch, the chords common patch, articulation rather, we see the entire keyboard light up. When I go back to my FX over here, the FX string slides, we only have access to certain areas of the keyboard to trigger those articulations. So my tip to you would be, start on the chords common, start on the articulation that shows you, hey, you have the entire real estate of the keyboard to play with, and then go over and hold shift and go back and stay on the second patch that you're locking in, so you can always be aware of where the articulations are on your actual keyboard of the second patch if it's limited to certain areas of the keyboard. Because if we do it the other way around, for example, I can lock in over here on FX string slides, go over here to the chords common. It's a little less obvious where I'm going to get those great effects patches. So, I could be here and yeah, it looks like I'm a little bit outside of the range with this C of where some effects patches are. So I can go back holding shift and maybe stay there and go, oh, okay, that's because it's outside of the bounds of the FX string slide. So now I can sort of keep my eye on where I'm playing, knowing I'm confidently getting the other notes from the chords articulation. It sounds kind of insane, but whatever. I'm just trying to show you. We can do the same thing with the horns here in the Orchestral Swarm. And let's say I want to go over here and choose maybe a bunch of different patches right there. So we'll have 4. So this might sound kind of insane, but again, just for example's sake. And the really really nice thing about this tip and this sort of articulation system is that the parameters here, dynamics, expression, variation, will be applied universally and equally to all the articulations that I've chosen, I'm pretty sure. So they are all going to come up and down in dynamic or expression or variation, or reverb, depending on how you choose, to sort of bring to life the articulation. So, for example, we don't hear anything from all of the articulations, but as I go up with my dynamics, with my mod wheel, all the articulations come up at the same time. Anyway, really quick tip, multiple articulations with any Spitfire audio library. Really happy I read the manual. Hopefully you can make use of this tool, this technique, and thanks so much for watching. Take care.